Hi, I'm Eric Grant from SnapRite. We have a lot of customers that ask if you can use the HandyPress with SnapRite dies. The SnapRite dies are typically used for a riveting tool, but it can be done with the HandyPress with two adapters. Now, if you're using the SnapRite dies, there are a few more steps required than just a traditional snap die set for the HandyPress. So these are not the dies that we recommend that you purchase if you're going to be installing snaps with the HandyPress. But if you already have them, they work great. You just have a few more extra steps. The dies that we recommend if you're buying snap dies are up there at the right-hand corner. Let's get started and show you how to use your current SnapRite dies, because that's what I assume you have, in the HandyPress.
The HandyPress is the most versatile tool on the market. The tool comes with adapters, making it possible to use a huge selection of dies and accessories from SnapRite and other major brands. To use the SnapRite dies, you'll need two adapters, the HandyPress 12mm half-inch lower hole and SnapRite adapter combo, and also the HandyPress stitching chisel and die adapter M8-1.25. That adapter comes with several O-rings. Slide one of the O-rings over each of the threaded posts of the upper die. Then thread the upper die, this is the button die, onto that adapter and snug it down securely. The O-ring keeps it from moving. We're going to insert the mandrel of the SnapRite system through the upper portion of that adapter and down through the button die as seen here. Then we're going to secure it to the upper shaft of the HandyPress and tighten down that thumb screw. Insert the lower adapter into the base of the HandyPress as seen here, and then place the socket die in the cupped opening. Depress the lever of the HandyPress all the way down. With the lever in the lower position, it's now time to set the sweep compression. You can raise or lower the upper shaft by rotating it to the left or the right. What we want is the rubber gasket of the upper die to be about 1/4 inch from the base of the lower die, and that's a good starting position for setting fasteners. We're now going to move the mandrel up and install the snap socket, and on the top we're going to install the SnapRite button. The SnapRite button does require that a hole be in the middle of the button. You can't just use regular buttons for this. Push the SnapRite button all the way up until the gasket holds it in place, as seen here. The SnapRite button and socket die require that a hole be pre-punched in your fabric assembly. Here we're just using an awl because it doesn't take much of a hole, and that will be enough. We can now position the fabric over top of the hole we positioned with that mandrel to press the lever of the HandyPress, and our snap is installed. Removing the fabric assembly typically raises the lower die off of its adapter. That's okay. Unsnap it and inspect your snap. It looks great. If it needs more or less compression, simply raise or lower the upper shaft until you've got a perfect set. Because the lower socket die came up, I like to actually snap on the socket before I reinstall it over top of my adapter. Now we're ready to install another snap after we load the button into the top die. Here's a snap stud attached to a solid surface. If you use an easy fit pin socket, which we've snapped onto it, and then push the pin through your fabric assembly right where you want that snap installed, then you've got a perfect hole placed in your fabric assembly. Now, if you'd like, you can always use an awl to widen it, but it's really not necessary. You can take this directly over to the SnapRite system and position the mandrel over top of that hole, depress the lever, and your snaps are installed beautifully. Very nice roll. Now, the button and the socket do require a hole to be punched as we discussed, but the eyelet and the stud do not. So here we replace the lower die with the eyelet die, and we'll remove the upper button die, and then we'll install the stud die, and it too has an O-ring on it to secure it onto that adapter. We'll set the sweep compression. We want to lower the upper shaft by turning it to the left until the clearance between the upper and the lower die is almost touching. This is a good place to start. If we need more or less compression after our first snap, we can always rotate the shaft up or down. We're going to place the eyelet in its die and the stud in its upper die. It snaps into place and is held in place. Then we can position our fabric without a hole, depress the lever, And the snap stud in the eyelet is now installed in your fabric assembly beautifully. So as you can see, if you have the SnapRite dies and you purchase the HandyPress, the SnapRite dies will work to install snaps using the HandyPress with a few extra steps. I'm Eric Grant. Thanks for watching.